Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to UroNurse. My name is Vic Sinise, and I'm the host of this show. We meet every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you're joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, glad to have you on board. Hey, for those YouTube subscribers, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? So, if this is your first meeting with us, please go to uronurse.com to learn more about the show. You'll be able to find out more information about what all is going on here. It's also the very best place to go to catch all of our previous episodes. And boy, we've got a bunch of them, 51 to be exact. Also, if you have a thought of a show you want to hear about or something, use our contact us button to send me an email. If you got a great story to share, hit that share story. I received one this week. We're going to save it for next week's show because we've got a lot going on this week. But yep, send us those stories. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Glido, Poesis, and Chicago Metro Suna. They've had previous shows with us, and their support is always welcome. And we have a new supporter that's going to be joining us, Gemini. They're going to be giving a show in about 2 months. So great to have them on board. And the best way to contact us, that thing right down there, that comments box. No matter what you're using to watch, put some comments in there. Let us know any questions that you have. If you want to just put your city and state in there, I did ask for that earlier, just to kind of find out where our audience is coming from today. And yes, this is it. This is our 1-year celebration. We're going to have a fun meeting today. Got lots of stuff going on, but we're celebrating our 52nd episode, marking our 1 year of being involved. I've got raffles. We're going to be giving away 2 T-shirts, a 1-year membership given to us by Suna, and Chicago Metro donated a free admission for one person for the spring conference. Now, you don't have to live in Chicago and attend it live because it's also going to be available virtually, so you'll still be able to get those credits. So be sure to get into the raffle. I'll give you more information about that soon. We're joined by the president of Suna today, Glenn Sully. Glenn's going to be talking about what the benefit of becoming a member of Suna is. And now let's bring in our expert panel. Hey, everybody, welcome.
Morning.
We have all of our experts on the show. So it's great to have all the people that have made this show a success. The backbone of it has, of course, been our regular panelists, and our guest panelists always add something special to the show. Now, since it's our first year, I thought I'd do something a little different. And what I'm planning today is, instead of going into favorite stories, we're going to ask everyone to kind of talk about their memories from the past year of UroNurse, what they thought about it. And I'm going to kick it off with a little bit of information and some sharing stuff about the show that maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know how it all started, but this was just an idea that I came up with a little over a year and a half ago, pitched it to the Chicago Metro chapter and said, hey, would you think this is a good idea? And they said yes. And I thought they were crazy. But we decided to go ahead with it. And, well, it's been a success. So we're happy to share that. How successful has it been, you might wonder? Well, it's interesting to know that it's not a local meeting that the UroNurse is able to, because it's virtual, we can cover everywhere. So everybody that's watching this is coming from all over the United States. We cover it from coast to coast, top to bottom. So welcome to all of you that are joining us. Also, what you might not know is we're not just in the United States, but we're global. We have 15 countries that are tuning in to watch either live or on demand. And I happen to know for a fact, I've seen India ask some questions, and I've also had our Australian person asking questions. Australia's tuning in about 1 a.m. in the morning. So, hey, welcome to all the world. We started this on Zoom and YouTube. YouTube's been with us from the very beginning, and we now have 178 subscribers on YouTube, almost 10,000 views of our show. We switched over to StreamYard because it gave us some features that I really liked, and 200 people have subscribed to the StreamYard connection. That's also the way you get the email. So if you subscribe through StreamYard, you'll get on our email list. A lot of you are surprisingly watching it on demand, which, especially considering some of the hours, is really impressive. We also know that most of you are watching it on demand, but we do have our live viewers, so glad to have all those on board. We started with LinkedIn a couple months ago and are already grown up to 196 subscribers. I saw this morning that 19 people had signed up to watch it live on LinkedIn. Cool. Welcome. Facebook, we added about 6 months ago to give us additional coverage, and we've had several people that are watching it that way too. We also launched the website the same time that I launched UroNurse first episode. We had a website. I was surprised, though. We had 214 people look at that website, 214 viewers, which is pretty good for a first-time project. That's grown steadily, and I looked at last month's statistics, and we've had 718 viewers on last month. So, hey, it's been great. We also threw something called the After Party, crazy idea where people could join live and be on after the show was over. We even helped somebody buy a car that way. Now, it's on hiatus for the summer, but I'm willing to bring it back in the fall. So in the comments section, I do read these comments after the show, also anything you put in there. So let us know if you think that's something you'd like to see come back. And now I'd like to share with you a episode, the very first episode. This is the intro from it. So I have a video on that. Then I'll share.
Welcome to UroNurse. We meet live every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can learn more about us by visiting our website at uronurse.com.
So there you go. That was our very first episode. I wouldn't even be on the camera. I kept trying to memorize the script that I had come up with, and finally gave up, and I just played slides and read it. So a little less mechanical, a little different every time now when I do it. I'm much happier being on the camera. But our experts also had to introduce themselves. And Laurie and Andrea were with us from the very first episode, and I happen to have some footage of their very first introduction. And John joined us on the 5th episode, but I had to kind of rook him into that one, and we've got him too, so I'll bring that one up.
Joe, my name is Vic Sinise. I'm going to be the moderator, so I'll be reading off the questions. Laurie, can you give us a little introduction about you?
Sure. My name is Laurie Atkinson, and I've been in urology for 24 years. I've probably been...
Andrea, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name's Andrea Strong. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I've been in practice for less than a year now, but I'm loving it.
Would you just give us a brief introduction?
My name is John Lin. I am a urologist. I'm a sponge when it comes to information, and I really appreciate the opportunity to jump on, kind of unexpected.
Yeah, I told you I rooked him into it. So, and he's been with us ever since. So that's a great thing. Well, I've talked long enough, so I'm going to start bringing in some of our every week panelists. So let's start with John, since I've got him nice and close here to pull over. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you like about UroNurse?
Well, I'm a private practice urologist in Gilbert, Arizona, who, like Vic, is paying it forward by sharing my experience in the business aspect of medicine to benefit my colleagues. And one of the ways that I'm doing so is by creating the Thriving Urology Practice Facebook group, where over 2,300 US-based urology practice folks collaborate to improve our collective practices. And that is all for free. And when it's free, I'll take 3. Things that I've learned, oh my gosh, so much I've learned from UroNurse over the last year. And by the way, congratulations, Vic, on this endeavor. It is definitely not easy. It takes a lot of time and effort. Most people don't realize how much work it takes to bring on a production like this. There's a lot of technical knowledge, and also you have to come up with the content. You have to coordinate with guests. I don't do it as regularly as Vic, but I do it enough to know that it takes a lot of work. The newfound knowledge is cool because we are all in our own little silos when we practice. Whenever I can, I want to learn from other practices who have done the things that I'm thinking about doing or haven't even thought of. And through UroNurse, a lot of ideas are shared from across the country and now across the world, because we've heard people live from India and from Australia during this live stream. The newfound knowledge, for instance, the suprapubic tube stuff, that I'm not really the one who goes to the patient's homes changing their suprapubic tubes. That was really neat. And I also am it allowed me to become a lot more empathetic to what APPs and nurses deal with in the everyday care of our urologic patients. And another thing that I learned, a selfish thing that I've that I've gotten involved in doing UroNurse is that it allowed me to practice my public speaking skills, because every single week I actually went and counted. I've been in 30 of these episodes out of the 52, including today. Every time you're at bat, you're practicing, you're honing your skills to be even better. So UroNurse has contributed my ability to be better in front of a camera. And this weekly routine right now at 7 o'clock in the morning, I have to set my alarms Saturday mornings during this time zone, 7 a.m. To be in front of a camera. It allowed me to be better in connecting with the audience. And also, this also fulfills one of my personal missions, which is to pay it forward. Because I've been very, very fortunate in coming to the United States, living a dream that is beyond the American dream. And this UroNurse allows me to leave a legacy beyond my family, beyond my patients. And now I get to leave a legacy for the entire world. Back to you, Vic. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks, John. It's been great having you join the program. I think one of the things we offer is different expertise from different areas. We've had a doctor of physical therapy that's joined as a guest panelist, having a urologist, a practicing urologist, a practicing nurse practitioner, and 2 practicing nurses. It gives you a great variety of people. All right, Laurie, your chance to tell us about yourself and what you love about UroNurse.
Well, happy anniversary and congrats,
Thank you.
Vic. You did a great job on this. I've really enjoyed being on there. My name is Laurie Atkinson. I've been in urology for 25 years. I'm certified in urology. I currently work at Delnor Hospital. It's through Northwestern at Delnor Hospital and Central DuPage in Winfield, Illinois. I'm currently I'm a clinical care coordinator. And so what is really striking about this program is being able to bring information back to my staff. I mean, we've learned so much from this. And even though I'm a panelist, and I've been in urology for 25 years, there's always something else you can learn. And I think one of my episodes that come to mind, Vic, is you being on the cruise ship. I don't know why, but I thought that was so fun. And I just, it makes you think, oh, should I bring a catheter on my trips just to, just in case somebody needs it. So really appreciate being on here, Vic. I enjoy it. Thank you so much for all your work you've done on this.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was fun to do it from a cruise ship. One of the things that Laurie didn't mention, probably doesn't even know it, is out of all the shows, I also can look at how many people have viewed or how many views that each have had. The highest winning one out of all of them was the one that John, Andrea, and myself did, where we talked about public speaking. Now, that one, the first week had well over 1,000 views. The second most rated show was given by Laurie on urodynamics. Something to think about. All right,
and Vic,
Andrea, go ahead, John. You had a quick comment.
If you don't mind me interjecting, one of the really, really good things about you is that you're willing to take suggestions. You're willing to improve. Because that public speaking thing was at the end of one of our episodes. I said, hey, you know what? We should do an episode on public speaking and how we do this UroNurse thing. And you said, yeah, that's a great idea. I shot over the outline and you said, let's do it in a few weeks. And you did it, right?
Yep.
So you're constantly willing to be a sponge yourself, to absorb all the new information. And then not only that, you're one of the few who actually implements the suggestions. So good for you.
Thanks. Okay, Andrea, go ahead.
Hi, happy anniversary, everyone. My name's Andrea Strong. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've now been in practice for 2 years. I am also the educational director for the Chicago chapter of SUNA. I've been in urology as a nurse for 13 years now. I've done a little bit of everything, and I look forward to our 1-year anniversary episode. Additionally, let me explain a little bit about what UroNurse has meant for me. It's really a way to feel connected and fulfilled. Research shows that social connectedness helps us live longer. We're more mentally healthy. We're physically healthy when we're socially connected. And UroNurse is such a fun and supportive environment. I look forward to it every single Saturday. It's also been a huge source of inspiration. It's helped me be a better clinician, a better mentor, a better colleague, and a more skilled communicator. It's really inspired me to get involved. And when you're involved, that builds courage and strength. And combined with the new knowledge that I've learned through UroNurse, it's helped me become a better nurse practitioner and a better person.
Well, thanks. I can't tell you how much we appreciate having your time on this show, because you bring a different perspective, I think, to every show. You know, I'm kind of the tech guy typically, but I'm not the social guy, meaning social networking. And Andrea is one of the ones that started saying, hey, does Chicago Metro have a LinkedIn page? Hey, does Chicago Metro have a Facebook page? Hey, I'm like, oh, what? So, you know, some of that comes, it's good to have somebody behind you pushing a little bit to kind of make you do things that you're not always comfortable doing. At this point, while I get ready to bring in Glenn, Andrea, can you just read off some of the locations where people are watching from today? We've got a pretty good audience here.
We've got a good crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Katie from Plainfield, Illinois. Good morning, Jody from Lowell, Indiana. Good morning, Jennifer from Charleston, South Carolina. Susie Swain, good morning from Centralia, Washington. Good morning, Dean from Bothell, Washington. Diane, good morning from Seattle. Suzanne, good morning from Rochester. Barbara from North Carolina. And Nancy from Naperville. Olive from Chicago, good morning. Charlene from Springfield, Illinois. We have Rajesh from Houston, Texas. We have Katie from Phoenix, Arizona. We have Janine from Albany, New York. Gina from Arkansas. Lynette from Houston. Good morning, John Lynn from Arizona. Good morning, April from Albuquerque. Good morning, Lynn from, excuse me, I may mispronounce this name. Is it Churubusco, Indiana? And good morning, Lynette from Houston, Texas. We have 3 people from Texas today.
All right. Well, that's great. Thanks again for reading all that off for me. Let's get on with the show. We have Glenn Sully from SUNA, the president of SUNA, who's going to talk about, again, what the advantages of becoming a SUNA member are. Glenn, go ahead, give yourself an introduction, and let's let things get rolling.
Absolutely. Thanks, Vic, for having me today. Glenn Sully, current president of SUNA. A little bit about my background. I've been a certified urology nurse now for, almost a little over 27 years. I spent my career at the University of Oklahoma as a nurse manager there in our faculty clinics. And as well, I'm a member of our fellows of the Academy of Urologic Nurses and Associates. Done plenty of speaking over the years at our conferences, nationally and internationally. And as you'll see here today, I'm sort of a testimony to the success of what SUNA can bring to your career, professional development, and all of that good stuff. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me on today on this wonderful celebration of UroNurse's first anniversary. Congratulations, Vic. Andrea, Laurie, Andrea, Dr. Lynn, very inspiring messages this morning. And, you know, well done. UroNurse obviously has proved to be a valuable educational resource for so many, even on a global level, as you just articulated earlier. And on behalf of SUNA, you know, I congratulate you and hats off for providing another way for urology nurses to acquire professional development. Not only on a national level, but again, globally. And speaking of SUNA, I've been a member now since 1996. I served as local chapter president in Oklahoma for many years. Served on a number of task forces and committees over the last 27 years as well. And I've been on the board of directors now for about the last 5 years or so. So I wear my SUNA hat very proudly and as part of the leadership team. And I take advantage of every opportunity to encourage membership and involvement in our organization. And thankfully, I have the privilege and ability to do so in my current role as a urology industry clinical specialist. I'd also like to mention SUNA's great accomplishments throughout the years would not have been possible without the dedication, the commitment, and hard work of SUNA's past and current leadership and all our members. And if no one is aware, Vic was actually a past president. What year was that, Vic?
Yeah, I was.
What year was that?
I
Need to put you on the spot.
I think 2014, 15. I can't see the award from here.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's a fun fact. So I'd also like to recognize our board of directors and thank them for their service and commitment for leading us in a positive direction. We all commit incredible time and energy behind the scenes to ensure we meet our goals. Our local chapters as well, thank you. They're the grassroots of our society and do an amazing job at outreach and events throughout the country and serve as the vehicle to promote our mission. And that's certainly evident by what your Chicago chapter is doing, sponsoring this wonderful resource as well. So we really do heavily rely on the dedication of our professional volunteers, and that's over SUNA's history, and it really has ensured the success and tradition of our excellence. And many thanks as well to our volunteers that serve on our task forces, our committees, our committee chairs. One I think is on the call today, Katie out in Arizona. She's the chair of our DEI committee. Thank you. Our journal editor, Susan Qualich, and her board, our foundation chair, Debbie Bubak and her team, Anthony Lutz and the Subuna board, our AJJ, Anthony Giannetti management team. That's who takes care of our operations, led by Pete Pomilio and his team. And they do a phenomenal job as well, managing our operations and much more. And it really does truly take a village. And I'm grateful to be associated with SUNA. And I apologize if I missed out on anybody or didn't recognize anyone, because we all play a part in the success of SUNA.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of SUNA? How did it start? What was the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. So it originated back in 1968 when Alice Morrell, she was a nurse in the Bronx, New York. She spearheaded a meeting for those interested and dedicated to improving education for allied health professionals caring for urology patients. And of course, this sparked an interest in urology education across the country and led to many educational and organizational efforts by local allied groups. Then in 1970, at an annual AUA meeting in Philly, the American Urologic Association Allied, or AUAA, was formed. And the first certification exam was actually given that same year, administered by the AUA. And today, of course, that is now run by our Subuna board. And then in 1995, during the annual conference, members voted to change the name from the AUAA to the Society of Urologic Nurses and Associates, or SUNA. And that same year, SUNA's first textbook, which was called Urologic Nursing Principles and Practice, was actually published. And of course, that has led to many other SUNA publications, which are authored and edited by our own members, which include specialty publications, white papers, position statements, clinical practice guidelines, and also patient education fact sheets. Clinical research has also long been a part of our mission. So I think it's important to also mention our SUNA Foundation, and that was created back in 2006 with a mission to improve urologic nursing care and the lives of people with urologic health issues through funding of urologic nursing research, scholarship, and education programs. And we're proud to say that the foundation continues to thrive and still holds annual fundraising events, awards, gives out scholarships for our members. So I would encourage you, if you're at the annual conference, to donate if you can. They have a silent auction every year. So please consider donating to the silent auction, or even just bidding on items, because these funds really help our members with regards to scholarships and awards. So, we've come a long way. Our membership has always been and continues to be all-inclusive. And as you'll read in our bylaws, that means any healthcare professional trained and working in the field of urology is really eligible to join. Or if they have specialized skills or knowledge related to urology, they're also eligible for an active membership. So we have that holistic approach, And that's really strengthened us, I think, throughout the years. And we're really proud to be recognized as the authority of urologic nursing care and education. And we set the standard of urologic education for healthcare providers and patients and caregivers. And we've sustained that now for, more than 50 years. We've got roughly about 1,800 members currently. And here's a snapshot of our members based on licensure, employment, and years in urology. And it's interesting to see that most of our members are new to urology, very encouraging. So we've got about 45% RNs, 41% nurse practitioners, which I think is about 600, LPNs, 5%, and then other 9%. Places of employment, as you can see, most of them are office-based in the clinics. Hospital, 26%, other 13. And you can see, like I mentioned, 1 to 5 years in urology, 43%. That means a lot of us older nurses are starting to retire or move on down the road, right, Vic?
Absolutely. Hey, Glenn, one interesting thing I noticed on the licensure, I think when I was president, the RNs was about 85%.
Yes.
So it's really a lot of nurses that are going on to advanced degrees now.
Absolutely. And the other thing too, what I've noticed down in the field in my current role is I noticed that a lot of the clinics now are employing medical assistants, and the nurses are being more specialized in the hospitals and things like that. You still find them from time to time, but I think that's what I'm seeing out there as well. So, but yeah, it's just interesting, and I just thought I'd share some of these statistics with you. And like every great organization, we have a mission and a vision. So our mission is empowering healthcare professionals to improve the quality of life for urology patients and caregivers. And our vision is optimal outcomes for all patients through high quality care. So included again, just on this slide for anyone that's interested, is our contact information. And if you want to go to our web address, suna.org, you'll find access everything you need to know about SUNA and what it has to offer to the urology community. And we spent a lot of time this past year on creating our strategic plan with specific goals to achieve. And I want to share those with you. We're very transparent about this, and we want our members to know what we're doing and where we're heading. But these are our strategic goals. We want to establish standards to increase patient safety outcomes. We want to advocate the importance and value of RNs. We want to advocate the importance and value of advanced practice nurses. We want to develop and disseminate education for patients. That's very important. And we want to drive and influence the development of policy affecting urology nursing.
Great. Hey, Glenn,
So
any particular services or programs SUNA offers?
Well, absolutely. And yeah, I just want to show you this now here, actually. As you can see on this slide, there's many different benefits of being a SUNA member. But these 5 goals that I just mentioned, we want to accomplish those. And I just want to make note that we have developed task forces, and we have some very dedicated and committed members that meet for conference calls, meetings outside of work. And we're very grateful for that. And these task forces are tackling each one of these goals. So we're really working hard behind the scenes to really, make sure that we reach these goals as part of our strategic plan. Despite some recent challenges with these, I will say from time to time, life happens. We've had to recruit new task force members for different reasons, but we're moving along very well right now, just to let everybody know. We are also currently developing a medical assistant educational curriculum with training modules for medical assistants in the clinic setting, which we're very proud of. And the first module for that program should be available by the fall. So that's exciting to see that coming together as we see more and more MAs, as I mentioned, being employed in the outpatient clinics. And this will really aid, I think, in helping to supplement their learning, and some more to come on that. But any members listening today that want to volunteer on our task forces, please let us know. We would be thrilled to get you connected, and we always welcome new members. So again, here's some key advantages on this slide and benefits of being a SUNA member. Starting with education, we provide several opportunities for professional growth and development with access to continuing education programs, conferences, webinars, workshops focused on urology, nursing, and related topics. And as of note, Vic, we just recently held a urodynamic workshop in June with Dr. Michael Gray in Chicago, which was a great success. And we're hoping to bring that out even more regionally throughout the U.S. this coming year and next year. So stay tuned for more of that. We offer two annual conferences, I should say. The Urologic Conference, which is held in the fall, and this year it's going to be in Phoenix, October 26th through the 29th. And we're offering 14 continuing education credits with 5 additional credits, as well as 5 pre-cons. And the Advanced Conference is held in the spring, and it's in 2024. We're happy to say it's scheduled for May 3rd through 5th in Nashville. So that should be a fun conference as well. So I highly encourage you all to attend a conference if you haven't already. So come on out to Phoenix. We're going to have a good time. We're going to learn a lot about urology, and we look forward to seeing you. So we also offer free monthly nursing continuing professional development hours on our online library. Our Urology Nursing Journal, of course, can't forget about that. Publishes 6 times per year, and it contains original peer-reviewed clinical articles, clinical insights, and professional news on latest developments concerning care of urologic patients. Connection and networking. So excited about this. We facilitate networking opportunities for members from various practice settings and geographic locations. We've got approximately 30 chapters, local chapters throughout the country, and members can connect with their peers, experts, leaders in the field in order to collaborate, share best practices, build professional relationships, and even friendships. I've developed so many wonderful friendships throughout SUNA over the years, even back from 1996. So, it's just wonderful opportunity for networking and all of those good things. So EuroConnect, I can't speak more highly about that. And I see your name on there all the time, Vic. I know you use
Every week.
all the time. It's been a very successful resource for our members. It's an online communication platform for members basically to network with each other. And it's utilized very, very often by our members. So we're excited about that. There's also the SUNA e-news, and that's published and delivered monthly, which keeps everyone up to date with recent happenings in SUNA. And for our advanced practice nurses, on select months, we actually offer an APP virtual community, which is an opportunity for advanced practice nurses to get together virtually to talk about common topics, help support each other, learn from each other. And I believe the next one is going to take place on September 21st. And I think it's going to cover GU imaging. So take advantage of that. Any advanced practice nurses out there that want to join in on our virtual community there. We also offer an online fundamentals of urology course, which provides the non-urology nurse or novice MA or novice nurse knowledge of common urologic conditions and demonstrations of basic urology procedures. And I believe that also offers 4 contact hours. We also have advocacy and leadership opportunities. We advocate for urology, nursing, and healthcare policy issues throughout, mostly throughout the Nursing Community Coalition, which basically represents about 58 national nursing organizations. And they all collaborate to support nurses and advanced practice nurses. So I would encourage all our members to engage in advocacy efforts, contribute to policy development, and certainly we make every effort to inform our members about legislation, updates affecting urology nursing. And you can see some of the letters that we've signed on to on our website. I won't go through those right now, but if you're interested in knowing what letters we have endorsed with Congress, please jump on the site and you can see those on there. As I mentioned earlier, commitment. Membership is open to all levels of urology. We offer discounts on publications and conferences. We recognize outstanding achievements and contributions by presenting awards and scholarships, recognizing members' dedication, their expertise, and their contributions to urology. We have Members of the Year, we have Chapter of the Year, we have President Awards, and many more. And as I mentioned earlier, our SUNA Foundation, they accept contributions from our members, corporations, other means, and these donations all benefit research grants, educational scholarships, programs, which are available to all our members and chapters. Of note, SUNA does not provide the certification in urology. It's provided through a separate organization, Sabuna. We do support Sabuna, but you can become certified as an associate, an RN, as an advanced practice. So, we support Sabuna in so many ways and encourage urology certification because, what we see is when nurses become certified, they tend to stay in urology. And that's what we want. We want to retain our urology nurses, especially in these times. So if interested, please, if you want to learn more about certification, go to cbuna.org. Yeah.
Hey, that's really great. What's it cost to become a SUNA member these days?
Well, that's a great question. So as you can see here, Vic, you can see the categories. For active, this is, again, for any healthcare professional who have completed an approved course of instruction or equivalent, has skills or knowledge related to urology. For 1 year, it's $95. And you can see for 2, $170, 3 years, $215. And then there's sustaining memberships for physicians, industry reps, and those who wish to support SUNA. International fees. We also have student fees, which is obviously you can see a discount for students and for seniors. And I can't wait. I'm not too far away, but
I qualify today.
Oh, no, congratulations. Well, fantastic. Well, I hope this is good news for you today, Vic.
With those fees too, that it's that, I don't know if it's really clear, but that includes the journal subscription.
Absolutely, yes. And so these days, it's not even that much more than a tank of gas. So, but just think about what kind of an investment you're making in your career. So we also offer sustaining corporate memberships too. So companies are invited to join, and we have 3 levels of support for them. We have a corporate plus annual contribution of $8,000. We have a corporate level for $4,000, and we have a sustaining level for $2,000. So if any corporations want to become involved in that, they get recognition in our journal, in conference program materials, and they also, this is for the corporate plus level, they get their company logo displayed on our homepage and a hyperlink to their website. So check us out, SUNA.org, for membership services, questions, conference information, and a whole lot more.
That's really great. So how does SUNA collaborate with other healthcare organizations?
Well, currently we do with AUA, we're doing a speaker swap. So we send a speaker to their conference and they send one to ours. We recently collaborated with AUGS on a clinical consensus statement on vaginal pessary use and management of pelvic organ prolapse. I believe that was published in 2022 in the journal. I have also recently connected with the leaders of the EAUN, European Urology Association, the BAUN, British Association of Urology Nursing, and the the Urology Nurses of Canada. I've met with their leaders, and we have talked about some possible speaker swaps and some potential collaboration on publications and an educational framework for urology nursing, especially with the European Association. They're very interested in putting together a foundation, a framework for urology nursing. So we may be able to have a hand in that as well with all our experience. I've also connected with the UAPA group president, and then Men in Urology Nursing to begin discussing ways that we can collaborate as well. So more to come on that, Vic, but we're trying.
Yeah, that's absolutely great. Any success stories you want to share?
Well, can I be selfish for a minute?
Sure, why not?
Absolutely. No, I feel like I'm a success story, Vic, and a testimony of what a significant impact SUNA has had on my career. Without the education I received, networking opportunities, and really fostering from so many members over the years, close friends, I wouldn't be the urology nurse that I am today. So I'm truly grateful for all the resources that SUNA offered me as a novice urology nurse back in 1994 when I moved to Oklahoma from Canada. I was originally going to go into psychiatry. I got into urology by accident. And, I just, looking back, I'm going, thank you. I'm so glad that I got urology.
I think most of us entered by accident.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you that story another time, but it's a funny story. But I'm glad I ended up in urology, and it's only been almost 30 decades, or three decades, not 30. My God, 3 decades more. But becoming certified again was a huge accomplishment for me. I think it's really helped me move along in my career. I've learned so much, I think, over the years of serving on task forces, committees, attending the conferences, webinars, workshops, local events here in Oklahoma. And I learned, to be a good leader. It really helped me develop a lot of my leadership skills. And I never thought for 1 minute that I would be in this leadership role. And I couldn't be more prouder and honored to be serving as president. And, Vic, I've talked to so many nurses across the country, and I hear similar stories. When I'm out and about in my regular job, I always, like I said, wear my SUNA hat and I promote membership. And, I say, hey, who in the room here is a member of SUNA? And some people will go, what's SUNA? And I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you all about it. Or, I get 3 or 4 hands and go, absolutely, I'm a SUNA member and I'm proud of it. But, MAs, nurse practitioners, RNs from across the country have really benefited from SUNA in so many ways. And I think, just talking to some nurse practitioners recently, it really has helped them in getting promotions and even moving them forward on into even more management opportunities. And without the experiences and education they got from our society, there's just too many to mention. How's that?
Yeah. Well, that's great. It's been a great show. I'm going to wrap it up with one last question here. So do you see a future for UroNurse and SUNA somehow collaborating in the future?
Vic, we're always open to looking at options to partner and enhance on furthering education for our members. So offline, let's chat about that and see where we might be able to go with that. But again, congratulations. You're doing a fantastic job with this and to your team as well. And just to sum it up, I know I've been talking a lot, sorry, but to sum it up, being a member of SUNA offers nurses, APPs, associates numerous opportunities for professional growth and development, networking, and access to so many valuable resources, guys. I mentioned the journal, conferences, publications, our online library, gosh, and many more to come. We're working really hard. But it helps nurses stay current, really, in this busy world. And the fact that you can become certified and recognize your specialty is significant, I think, advantage and an opportunity for folks to take advantage of. I also want to say to those considering a membership, you get a large return. I know you saw the cost there, and some people might think, well, that's a little bit much, but you get a large return for a small investment in your career. So I think it's worth it. And again, it's not that much more than a tank of gas. So I encourage all nurses to engage in professional development opportunities wherever they can find them to stay fresh and update, just like UroNurse today, and what you all are providing for nurses across the country and even globally. We know nurses enjoy learning. We all know that, right? We're confident at SUNA, and I will attest to that we can help provide and supplement the knowledge and skills required for most nurses, especially through our journal. We also, I want to say that you're probably familiar with our core urology core curriculum textbook. We are getting ready to come out with a 2nd edition. And so hopefully by next winter, that will be out. So I wanted to also mention that. And we also have a basic core coming out next year as well. I mentioned our medical assistant course curriculum, training modules that will be launching this fall. So much more ahead on that one. But these are exciting times, guys. We're coming out of the COVID. We're coming out of the pandemic. We're trying to recover, just like every nonprofit. But we're going to stay strong, and they're exciting times. And I think, I really believe as president that we have a responsibility. I think SUNA, we need to do our part in continuing to deliver education, professional development. And I do want to just mention in our recent nursing journal, there was an article by Dr. Lorraine Novosel. She's a member of our UNJ editorial board as well. And what she stated in her article was nurses are tapped out. They're experiencing stress, burnout, and compassion fatigue, and are simply exhausted. So lifelong learning and continuous professional development are more important today than ever before. And reminds us that nurses are professionally obligated to ensure that their knowledge and skills are up to date, and professional development is mandatory for license renewal in the US and many countries. So despite all of the challenges and all of the obstacles that we run into, we're going to keep going. SUNA is an engine, and we're not going to stop. So we're here to help that make that happen. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Glenn. It was really interesting. Hey, I've been a SUNA member for a long time myself and have had many hats on the SUNA board. So encourage you all to become members. And we got a raffle coming up. I'm sure you're all waiting for that with a 1-year free memberships. Thanks, SUNA, for that.
Hey, Vic, can I interject for just a moment?
Go right ahead.
I just wanted to share just a little story about what happened to me. Now, I've been with SUNA, I think, since 2001. I mean, it's been a long time. But I also became certified through that time since then. So I've been certified, I think, since 2003, I want to say. When I first started and interviewed for Northwestern for my position as the clinical care coordinator, my position was actually supposed to be a bachelor's, and I don't have a bachelor's. I have an associate's in nursing. And so they were talking to me about going back to school, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm 51 years old. Do I want to go back to, at this age, I really, and in any case, I was willing to do it because I really wanted the job. But I ended up getting grandfathered in, not only because of my experience, because I was a part of SUNA so long and certified for so long that I got grandfathered in without having to have a bachelor's, which was huge.
Congratulations, Laurie.
Another
That's
great
fantastic.
success story.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get on with the end of the show here before the raffle. I've been teasing everyone for the last month about UroNurse bringing something new, and we are bringing something new to UroNurse. It's so big, I just had to give it its own name, and it's going to be called UroNurse Plus. What the heck is UroNurse Plus? Well, it's a new part of the website. If you go to the website, even now, it's already up there. There's a button you can push called UroNurse Plus, and it's going to bring you to an area that has 3 new features. And this is what it looks like, UroNurse Plus. It's its own web page, still found through the uronurse.com site. But the big features are audio podcasts. So I love audio podcasts myself. I have a 1-hour commute to work. I listen to them all the time. And I've had several of our people that are watchers say, hey, I'd like to listen in the car. I wish you had an audio podcast. Well, we do on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you want to listen to us, you can now get our episodes audio only. Now, I got to tell you, because I'm a big fan of podcasts, one thing I hate is when you listen to a podcast and one voice level is way up here and the other guy's way down here and I can barely hear him. So I'm turning the knob up and down. So I went through all these episodes and I took out big blank spots where there was nothing, probably was a picture being shown. So you don't have to listen to nothing. And I also leveled all those sounds, all the voices, so they're pretty much at the same volume. It's going to be a great experience. I think you're going to like it. So check out the audio podcast wherever you want to listen to podcasts and listen to all your favorite episodes now. Shorts. What are shorts? Well, shorts are 1 minute versions of the show. So I just kind of condensed down some really good issues and parts of the show into a 1 minute section and created these shorts. Now I've been doing that for a while for advertising for the program. Those are kind of commercials, but these are more actual things that you can listen to. And I've got one here I'm going to bring up just so you can see what that's like.
What's causing the complications? Like Greg said, it's really the tip and the exposed drainage eye. And there's actually a little video right there that shows you what's happening inside of that bladder. And down below, these are actual patient pictures. And to the left, you see a bladder before catheterization. It's got a healthy bladder wall. And then this is what a bladder looks like in that middle picture after 24 hours of catheterization. And then, of course, at 48 hours. These are damaged sites inside the bladder, and this is where the bacteria can attach and cause an infection.
So these are beautifully done so that everything fits on your phone. You can scroll through them. It has its own button on the UroNurse Plus website that takes you to the shorts that are devoted just to UroNurse Plus. So get you away from the commercial ones and just the ones that are specific topics. And I plan to build more and more of these because I think they're a handy way to just kind of get tips and tricks in urology. I don't know if any of my panelists have had a chance to look at the site to see those, what you think about that, but I think it's going to be another good addition to UroNurse. Maybe I get some of you guys to create some of those too. And the last thing I added, people have said, hey, is there any way I can support the show? So I said, well, why not? I've got support from the industry that puts their website links on our webpage. But if you want to donate, we do have a donate button on the UroNurse Plus website. And if you want to support the show, I'll have a little flyer of who all has donated. But it's real simple. Just click over there and it's going to bring you over to a PayPal page, which allows you to donate by PayPal or credit card. Trust me, about half of the cost of this comes out of my pocket to make it happen. I always want to keep it as a free service, but I'd like to have longevity. So if you're willing to help out, help out. If not, just keep enjoying the show. That's what it's all about. And that's UroNurse Plus. I hope you're really going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be a nice added feature to the program. And always, I think it's important to keep innovating and coming up with new ideas. So send me ideas and you never know what's going to happen on UroNurse. So that's just UroNurse Plus. All right. I think it's time for us to get to the raffle. I know that's what most of you have been waiting for. So we have 4 prizes we're giving away today. And the way you enter is by putting hashtag UroNurse in the comments section. Now, I'll bring that up in a moment, so don't get too quick to doing that. But that's the word you're going to put in. All small letters will be fine. Hashtag UroNurse. We've got 4 prizes, the 1-year membership to SUNA, the conference for Chicago Metro, and 2 T-shirts. So now hang on while I go ahead and figure out how to screen share this. There it says raffle. That's it. There we go. So just have to hit. There we go. So there it is. Pound or hashtag UroNurse. You can go ahead and enter now. I see the entries are showing up. You only need to enter once because if you enter more than once, it won't take your name twice. It'll just get rid of those. But go ahead, enter that. Now, Vic, hashtag UroNurse.
A few people entered hashtag UroNurse before you started the poll or started the feature. Do they need to?
I would go ahead and go back and make sure you try it again. Because even if it puts it in second, it only
counts at once.
Prizes, you can't win again. It will take your name out once you win. That's what they tell me.
Okay, so Katie, Jennifer, and Katie Bartel, Katie Wall, and Jennifer, I think you guys entered before the feature was turned on, so you might want to just enter your names again.
All right.
This is exciting.
So those big prizes are going. As soon as I see it settled down, I don't see any new entries coming in, I'm going to go ahead and hit that draw button and we'll give away our first prize. Our grand prize is going to be the 1-year membership to SUNA. So that will be our grand prize. I know there's a slight delay from when you guys hear what I say, so I'm giving it a little extra time here. In the meantime, Andrea, so any special words to say? Anything what do you think of UroNurse Plus?
I think it's very innovative and it's very modern. It's greatly needed right now.
All right, good. Laurie, any thoughts on UroNurse Plus?
Oh, I think it's exciting. I can't wait to try and see what it's all about. I haven't had a chance to look or anything yet, but I'm excited to do so.
And John, any thoughts while we're waiting for the last few people to come in?
As I was looking at the site last night, I was thinking, man, I can't wait until I go into semi-retirement or full retirement because I have a lot more time to tinker and create shorts and also start podcasts, because right now with the full-time practice, it's in a family with 3 teenagers, it's a little difficult. But I like the podcast feature, which is a great idea because a lot of people, even though interestingly, I do listen to a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah. I found it, like I said, I wanted to do podcasts. It's not that it's so terribly hard to do, but I want to do it right.
Yeah.
I think that part of, what UroNurse has been able to provide is quality. We've got, you can hear us when we speak on the show. I wanted to make sure that same clearness came out on the podcast, and that there wasn't
Diane Clowies in the comments, you misspelled UroNurse, so you might want to re-enter so that you have a chance to win.
Yeah, hashtag UroNurse, all one word, all small letters.
Awesome.
I think we're good. I think we've got 16 entries here, so that's pretty good odds. Let's draw our first winner. Katie Wall, congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Katie. Well done.
My neighbor.
All right. So Katie, I'll give you information as soon as we get on to the rest of our drawings. I'll tell you how to claim your prize, but you have won the 1 year. Now for that Chicago Metro conference, spring conference free pass. Don't have to be live to see it either. Let's draw again. I need a drum roll, right? And Lynn Van Dam, congratulations. You are the winner of a free pass for the Chicago Metro SUNA Spring Conference coming up in February. All right. Now we have 2 T-shirts up for auction here. We're going to draw again for a T-shirt designed by me. Hey, Susie Swain. I think you're one of the ones we helped buy a car. All right. You won a SUNA Chicago, a UroNurse shirt. I'm so excited I can hardly say it. And our last shirt goes to there we go, John. I knew you'd have something to help me out.
Yeah.
Katie Bortel. All right. So great going. Righty. Let me just switch over here to this next slide. Boom. If you won, you need to email me at vic@uronurse.com. Include the prize you won, your name. If you're claiming the membership or the pass for Chicago Metro, just your email will do. But if you want a shirt, I need your address. I need to know where to ship it. And also it comes in medium, large, and extra large. So I need your size. So send me your size, your address, and I will deliver those in the mail this week. So, hey, it's been great to have everybody on board, but we go on for the next year. And next week, we're going to have a skills lab. I kind of wanted to aim something at the new nurse. So it's going to be learning how to teach intermittent catheterization. We've got a lot of experts in our panel that have been teaching for a long time. I thought this would be a great thing we can kind of discuss as a group, some of your different catheterization thoughts. So we'll do that next week. And with that, the show is coming to an end. As always, we always promise to try to keep it within an hour. Panel, couldn't do this without you. I can't thank you enough. You make this fun. You're the reason I come back every week. And I'm gonna just say to the audience, I wouldn't be doing this if you weren't out there either, because you're the reason that I put this on. I'm able to give forward because of interacting with great people like you. I feel like I've met so many people over the years. I am going to read all those comments that you put in, even after we go off the air. If you want to add a comment, they'll still show up. But it's been a great show. I hope to see everybody for another year, and who knows how long this will go on. I think someday we'll look back at some of these old ones and say, wow, we looked young back then.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought when I reviewed them last night.
All right, everybody, thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
Vic.
Have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
everyone. Bye.
Thanks for having me, Vic.